Let me turn that back on. Tell me what you know about this triangle. What kind of triangle is it? How do you know? We've got base angles congruent, and by the converse theorem, that means the sides opposite of them are congruent, making it the isosceles triangle, right? So what do you know about these two expressions? They're equal to each other. Does everybody agree? So what did we get x to equal? 3. All right, any questions about that practice problem? All right, let's write down this last example before we look at a couple of things with equilaterals. Problem says in triangle RST, if RT is congruent to ST, the measure of angle R is 9x plus 2, the measure of angle S is 13x minus 18, and the measure of angle T is 17x plus 1. Find x and the measure of each angle. I'll give you a second to write that down. All right, so how would you go about starting a problem like this? So here's what I saw on the quizzes. Some of you drew pictures but labeled nothing. Some of you didn't draw pictures at all and tried to go stab at it without it, and it caused a hot mess. I suggest you draw it. All I have to do is draw a triangle RST. There's no ramifications of what order the RST is in. Does everybody agree? It could be RTS, it could be RST, however you want to go about it. Is everybody with me? All right. So, looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and draw my triangle RST. It doesn't matter if I'm putting the R at the top or the side or the bottom. Just labeling RST. And what they told me about RST is that side RT is congruent to side ST. So RT and ST are congruent. So now I've marked my congruency. What else do I know is congruent based on that information? Angle R and angle S are congruent. Now, I haven't quite labeled everything, so I'm going to go label angle R to be 9x plus 2, and angle S to be 13x minus 18, and angle T to be 17x plus 1. Given all that information, how might I begin finding x? I got a 9x plus 2 equal to 13x minus 18. The base angles are the ones I mark congruent. I can't choose to put R and T together. I don't know that T is congruent. In fact, it's probably not. Right? Yes. But we know for a fact that R and S are. So I've got 13x minus 18 equal to 9x plus 2. So now I can go about solving for x. I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. I get 4x minus 18 equal to 2. Add 18 to both sides. I get 4x equal to 20 and x equal to 5. Does everybody agree with that? Doesn't quite answer everything I need to know, though. I need to find out these angle measures. So what am I going to do? Plug it in. Once I find R, who else do I know? S. Could I check it if I need to? Sure. And then lastly, I would have to find out T. So I have 9 times 5 plus 2 would be 47 degrees. By the way, the X isn't a degree measure. It doesn't need a degree mark. But the angle measure is a degree, and that's not a 0 out there. It's a little bitty, itty-bitty degree measure. Some of you are making it so big it looks like 470. That's not right. Okay? So what should angle S be? 47 degrees. And then now to find angle T, I'm going to take 17 times 5 plus 1, which gives me 86. Okay. Any questions there on those? It's about drawing it, labeling it, and working what you know. Okay? Everybody got that? Okay. Let's look at the next thing here. So the next thing we're going to look at is the equilateral triangles. All right, this is a really important thing that some of you had a little bit of trouble with on the homework. I really don't know about the quizzes yet, but a triangle is equilateral if and only if it's equiangular. We didn't put those two things together very well on the homework. So what that means for us, if we have triangle, let me draw my triangle over here, ABC. If AB is congruent to BC is congruent to AC, then angle A is congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C. I ran into my thing a little bit there. And vice versa, if angle A is congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C, what else do you know? All the sides are the same. AB is congruent to BC is congruent to AC. So if I look at this triangle, ABC, it gives me 2 of the 3 angle measures at 60 degrees, and it gives me one of the sides at 9 feet. First of all, if you see 2 of the angles at 60, what do you know the third one has to be?
60.
60. How do you know that?
Because
60 times 3 is 180. If 2 of them are 60, the third one has to be. If you added 60 and 60, you got 120. You subtract that from 180, you would get 60, right? So my angle C is 60 degrees. And if all my angles are the same, what should I know about my sides? So this would be 9 feet, and this one would be 9 feet. So let's look at one more example here. If triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle, solve for x and y. I'm going to draw you the triangle now. That's 7x minus 3 there. 7x minus 3. And then the sides are 11y minus 23, 14y minus 59, and 9y plus 1. Who would you like to start with and why? You have a question or you have a statement? Do you have a question or you have a statement? Okay, ask your question.
Is there a reason to put the angle measure in? Because
Yes.
it's just going to be 60 anyways.
It's not asking for the angle measure.
I know, but
It's not asking for the angle measure.
why would it do
It didn't ask for the angle measure. It asked for x and y. Okay? So hold tight. Which ones would you like to start by looking for, x or y?
Why?
Okay. So what do you know about all the sides? They equal each other. Does it matter which two I pick? No. It doesn't matter which two you pick. If you're anything like me, I'm picking these smaller numbers. So I'm going to start with 11y minus 23 equal to 9y plus 1. So I'm going to solve for y. Subtracting 9y from both sides. Adding 23 to both sides. I get 2y equal to 24. And when I divide by 2, y is equal to 12. So that's part of my answer. I got the y. But now I've got to find the x. So how might I go about using the information Clayton just said? Clayton just said, well, all the angles are the same. Yeah, did you figure out what you were looking at?
I thought you'd put an X on one of the sides, and that's what really confused me.
No X's on the sides. So, chill. If you know that all the angle measures are what? 60 degrees, how might I go about looking for x? Yeah, I'm going to do 7x minus 3 equal to 60. So now I can solve for x. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 7x equal to 63. And x equals to 9. Did I answer the question asked of me?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So we're going to stop right there.